So, for this effect, I could start off by handing the deck over to the participant and explaining that from the top of the deck, I would like for them to lift off around 5 to 10 cards, turn those face up, and place them on top of the deck. So let's say they cut around this many and they do that. I then explain that I would like them to go further in the deck, so more than the face up cards. So let's say they go here, they turn these face up, and they place those on top of the deck. They would then hand the deck back to me, and I would explain that we're not going to use any of the face up cards because I can obviously see what they are, but we're actually going to use this first face down card. Go ahead and remember this. Now, if you would like, you could also sign the card. Once they have remembered the card, we could go ahead and place their card about the middle of the deck, give or take, and then we could cut it right in like this. So my goal here is to see wherever your card is in the deck to actually make it jump to the top. So if I snap my fingers, one card comes to the top, and it should be your king of diamonds. No, the king of diamonds isn't your card. Well, actually, the king is your card because if you look at the card the king is holding, you should see the two of diamonds right there. Now, if you would like, we could take this one step further. So if you watch the king, all I'm going to do is go one, two, three, and rip the two of diamonds out of the king. And that is the effect. If you would like to learn how to do this, please stick around for the tutorial. Before I get into the tutorial, the cards I am using are the Red Remedies. I have a deck review on these. I will link this in the description. I also won these as part of a brick giveaway from Sean Devine. So I'm going to link that brick unboxing in the description along with Sean's channel so you can go ahead and subscribe to him. So for this, excuse me there. So for this effect, there is a setup, but it's very easy to get into. And at the end, I will show you how you can do this from a shuffle deck. In my next video, I will show you actually every single setup you can do with the red remedies. You will actually see what I mean. So go through your deck, look at all the face cards, and go ahead and see if any of the cards have either a card reveal or if they actually have a reveal on their attire. So you can see the two of diamonds in his hand, or if you look at all these diamonds, there are seven diamonds, so you could use the seven as well. In my next video, I will show you all of the cards you could actually use with all of the face cards. You will see in the next video. And then when I actually get to the black remedies, I will do those in a separate video. I'm not doing them in the same video just because I want to keep them separate and not confuse people. Plus, I don't want them to be too long of a video. So your only setup, if you're going to do a setup, is the base card on top, followed by that card that's going to be revealed on the very top. Once you have this, you are all set to go. So you can start off with some false shuffles and cuts. You just want to keep the two cards on top of the deck in the same order they're in. I will go ahead and link in the description some false shuffles and cuts. After that, you're going to start by doing a card force, okay? Now, for this card force, you want to be able to force, in this case, the 2, but you want to keep the king on top. Now, in my case, I did the cut deeper force just because it did what I said, but it helped set me up for the next move. Having trouble talking today. So, I will link some card forces in the description. You can do any force you would like, but let me run you through what I did. So, for the cut deeper, they're going to cut about 5 to 10 cards and turn those face up. The reason I say 5 to 10 is if they spread, they're just going to see hopefully random cards, and they're not actually going to spread and see your setup cards. But if you are worried, you could have them cut really deep, or you could do a different card force. Just make sure when they cut the first time, they don't go all the way to the bottom, just because you cut 2 times. But then they're going to cut even more than the face up card, so even deeper. Turn those face up and put them on top of the deck. You're going to spread through and explain. There's the duplicate King of Diamonds, okay? Just so you know that it is working. I forgot to take that out. But anyway, you're going to explain that because all these cards are face up, you're actually going to look at the face down card. And right here, you still have your set up. So I push off the 2, the first face down card. I have them look at it and remember it. I'm going to put my pinky on top of the face down cards. Then all the face up cards, I'm going to put right on top. And I am going to keep a break. So once they look at the card and remember it, you take it back and you say you're going to place it somewhere about middle. And it's going to be almost like a Marlowe tilt, which I will link in the description. But you're going to place it right in that break and then let go of the break with your pinky. And you can show this to them. You're going to push down and in, and you're actually going to be able to get a thumb break. And then you're going to take half the cards from the bottom, move them to the top, and then the rest of the cards from that break to the top. So it controls the 2 to the top of the deck, but leaves it on top of the king. Feel free to do any control or false shuffle that does the same thing. But now you're going to explain how you're going to have to, or how you're going to try actually, to get their card wherever it is in the deck to jump to the top. So you can do any move you would like, and then you're going to go straight into a double lift. In the description, I will link some double lifts for you to check out. But once you double lift the king, you're going to act really confident and sure that this is their card. Once they say no, you can say, well, actually, I wasn't talking about the king being your card. I was talking about the card in the king's hand. And then you can show them the 2 of diamonds. If you would like, you could end with this. However, there are a few alternate endings. So the first ending could be either leaving the king as it is and turning the double over, or if you wanted to hand the king out for inspection, you could go ahead and do the KM move, which I will also link in the description. The next move you could do, or ending, would be this. So you have your king of diamonds. You say, okay, let's go ahead, take your king, turn it over, and place it down. Now you're going to do any magical gesture you would like. And then have them turn over this card they think is the king, but it is the two of diamonds. And the last thing you can do is what I did actually in the performance. So you're gonna go ahead and take this double and you're gonna hold it like this. So your four fingers at the back, your thumb in the middle pushing down. Do the same thing with your other hand. And now all you're gonna do is go one, two, and when you get to three, you're gonna use your thumb to push over the king like this, and then your other hand is gonna pull down both cards and separate at the same time. So it's gonna look like this: one, two, three. And if you can get that little sound in there, it's gonna look really good. One, two, three, just like that. And it's gonna look like you pulled the two right out of the king. And that is the tutorial. Now, if you wanted to get into this from a setup, let me go over this really quick, and then this will be the video. Here is how you can actually do that. So, of course, the deck is shuffled. You take it back. And if you don't know what two cards you're going to set up from beforehand, you can spread through, separate at every court card, talk and look and see what you're going to do. See if you can actually use them. Now, obviously, the Queen of Spades might have been a better choice, but it really doesn't matter what you do. So I'm gonna separate talk and just see what cards I can use. Once you get to your first card, you're gonna call it, okay? I will leave a link in the description for the call. So we call the two, and then we're going to go ahead and call the king just like this. So now, on top of the deck, you have your king and your two. Now, if the court card doesn't appear before the actual card to reveal, that you're going to need to call. So, for example, if the two appears before the king, you can go ahead and call the king, and then you can go through the deck and call one more time and call that two, and you can come up with any reason why you're going through the deck twice. And then, of course, if you need to, you can play around with the setup on top of the deck to get it in the right order, which would be this order. But that is the video. So I hope you really enjoyed this video. In my next video, so the one right after this one I will be uploading, I will be going through all of the court cards in the deck, showing you what cards you could actually use with all of the court cards. So make sure you stay tuned for that. If you are new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time with a new video. Bye.